Hello, 7th grade students and independents. It's Mrs. Douglas, and I'm here with Mrs. Hinckley again. And today we are working with solving equations. This is such an important skill for 7th graders because we literally use it for the entire rest of our life. Today we have an example of 2x minus 3 equals 5. And you may or may not remember from all of our other math work in class that when we were doing this, we want to be able to find out what is the actual value of that x. A lot of times we circled that x to remind us that, hey, we're looking for what is this. Anytime that we are solving equations, we always have to work through the order of operations backwards. And so I am starting down here at the adding and subtracting step, and I'm looking in this problem to see, do I have any adding and subtracting? And I do. I have a minus 3 right there. I need to do the opposite of minus 3 to both sides to keep it balanced. So I'm adding 3 to both sides. A negative 3 and a positive 3, those cancel each other out. And I take this 2x and I rewrite it. And then I'm adding 5 plus 3, which is 8. I now have a brand new problem. 2x or 2 times x equals 8. Do I have any more adding or subtracting? No, so I move on up to the multiplying or dividing. I do have a multiplication problem right here, 2 times the x. I want to undo that multiplication, and I do that by doing the opposite of multiply. I'm going to divide both sides. Remember that that fraction bar means divide. And so I'm dividing both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Those cancel each other out. 1 times x is x. And then I have 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Once I get it down to where I have just my variable equals a number, then I am done. I would plug it back in to check to see, does this answer make sense? And so I plugged it right back in, substituted it in for that variable x. And now I follow the correct order of operations. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 8 minus 3 is 5. And hot dog, happy pants girl, I got an answer that checked and it works. So that's your first example. I think you have some problems to practice with that. I always love a good challenge. And on our next example, it says solve the equation with variables on the same side of the equation, but I noticed that we have in front of a variable a coefficient, which is a fraction. I am not afraid of fractions. I'm a pretty brave girl, and I bet you're pretty brave also. So I'm going to go ahead and remember that order of operations of parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, adding, and subtracting. And I'm working my way backwards. And I see that, yes, I have some adding or subtracting. I have an adding 1/2. And remember, I'm trying to get this variable x all by itself. And I have to keep things balanced. I'm going to do the opposite of adding 1/2. I'm going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. When I do that, I end up with 2/5 x. You know what 2 minus 1/2 is? You know, it's 1 and 1/2. It is 1 and 1/2. I'm going to write that right over here. I'm going to choose to write 1 and 1/2 as an improper fraction. Whole number times the bottom number, add the top. I'm getting 3/2. I'll show you why I chose to do that in just a second. So now I still have this x all by or not all by itself, attached to 2/5, the coefficient. I want it to be all by itself. And so I'm going to try to get rid of this. Normally, we would divide by that number, 2/5. You're going to learn later on in high school that this is a complex fraction, and what we end up doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's what I'd like for you to do is just think about, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal or the flipped fraction. 2/5 flipped on its head is 5/2. And I'm going to multiply both sides by that 1/2 or 5/2. So sorry. So now, oh my goodness, I can cancel. It's my favorite thing to do. It makes me so happy. I see a 2 up top and a 2 down low. That makes a 1 and a 1 and a 5 and a 5. It cancels all out, which means that those fractions totally cancel each other out, leaving me with just this x. On this side, I don't have anything I can cancel, so it's just going to be top times top, bottom times bottom. And I end up with 15/4. I would go ahead and put that back into a mixed number. 4 goes into 15, 3 whole times with 12, and then I have 3 left over. So I end up with either 15/4 or 3 3/4. I see over here that they said 15/4. Okay, you have some more practice problems. Good luck, 7th grade. Have fun solving equations.